Hi, I'm Dr. Ruth Anderson with Enlightened World. We're so excited today because we are launching our new book. It's volume 2 of the Gateway to an Enlightened World series. And this particular one is called Collective Life Lessons on Personal Transformation. And I have two of our co-authors here with us today. I'm going to put you all on gallery view so we can all see you. There we go. And we have Kevin Schoeninger. Kevin, do you want to come on and say hello?
Hi, Ruth. Thank you for having us both on. We're really excited about this book, and you were the one that introduced the two of us, so we have a debt of gratitude to you for that. About fall of last year, and it's just, once we met each other, things in our work have just blossomed and taken off. So thank you so much for that introduction.
Oh, absolutely. You guys are kind of like twin sons of different mothers or something.
Exactly.
That's very true.
And Stephen-Altair.
Hello, Ruth. Yeah, thank you. Really, what a blessing it is to be here. So incredible gratitude to you, because Kevin and I are here because of you. So that's a really profound thought, you know, in today's modern, and the fact that we haven't physically met each other, any of us, and yet we've got this such close bond. I mean, I feel we could be living in the same house and, you know, running the gateway from there. So I think it's quite amazing. It truly is a proof of the incredible collective power of consciousness that's alive and well on our planet today. So thank you.
Well, absolutely. And Enlightened World really was the brainchild of Archangel Michael. And Stephen and I came on together. He found me through Facebook. I'm getting goosebumps. I know that was divinely guided. And as Stephen and I were talking several weeks in a row, I had made the acquaintance of Kevin. And I just heard that you two should meet. So connected you two together. I know that was Archangel Michael and other guides saying, okay, now it's time. They're both ready. Now it's time. So connected you both. So this chapter is a combination of you two coming together, and it's called Raising Our Vibration to Gamma and Beyond, the Evolution of the Light, Love, and Peace Meditation. So can you all walk us through this? What is this chapter about?
Do you want me to start, Stephen?
I do. Do you know, it's funny because even in our meditation sessions, we have this kind of pattern, this process that, you know, I know that Kevin's going to start, and he always politely asks me, do you want me to start? So we have this thing. It's like Laurel and Hardy, but you know, on a transcendent level.
Well, when Ruth, you introduced us last fall, from the moment we started chatting with each other via Zoom, like we are now, we just felt immediately like soul brothers. We're this exact same age. And as we shared our life experiences, we found that both of us had practiced Tai Chi and Qigong and Reiki and Kriya Yoga and Christian contemplative practice and on and on and on. There were so many similarities in our personal paths of spiritual transformation that it was astounding. And that led us to have weekly chats and practice sessions together, and to write a book together, and to design a 10-week course that grew out of the book and a series of guided meditations, subtle energy meditations. That's kind of our focus right now. And what this chapter is about is the evolution of this specific process of subtle energy meditation. There's 7 specific steps that we both come to through our independent practices over 3+ decades that we said, yeah, that's what I do. That's what you do. It's amazing. We're doing the same thing. And then we started sharing it with people and got a group of people to go through the process, and they had phenomenal results. And so this chapter is really about how that process developed over the years of our practice.
And I think that one of the interesting things, if you actually look at the process, you can see the process in terms of what's happened even in our lives, and what has happened in the process unfolding for people with us. So the 7-step process begins with preparation. And in a way, that's what happened when you introduced us, Ruth. I think Divine Mother and Archangel Michael were actually preparing us all for something, for this shift in planetary transformation. So that's the preparation. And the next step is interoception. So we turn inwards. And that's what we discovered when Kev and I met. We immediately began this process of, we thought, thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Divine Mother. Thank you, Archangel Michael. We turned inwards to a process to develop this subtle energy meditation. And that's what we ask people to do on the course too. Turn inwards with us. And the next step is concentration and absorption. And I think, especially in our planet with the stress and frustration, high anxiety levels worldwide, people are looking towards that invisible world, towards that inner world. Where does it lie? How do I access it? And that's what the whole course is about. So that's really what happened with Kevin and I as well, is we were guided by Source or by the divine to really deeply concentrate and to actually share our absorption. And we did that through, we were using EEG headsets, and we compared and looked at our brain waves, and we discovered they had a similarity when we were truly absorbed. And that was an absorption in the light, which is called gamma brain waves. And there's a hypothesis around that the human brain is moving in a direction towards higher frequencies of brain waves. And after, in that absorption, there are 3 states that tend to manifest as light, love, and peace. And they actually manifest in the brain also as gamma, delta, and alpha theta brain waves. And they're guided by insight, which is the beta brain wave. So we discovered all that. We actually discovered all this partly by default by comparing our patterns. And we also went deep into the transcendent state. And as you know yourself, Ruth, from connecting to Divine Mother and Source through Archangel Michael, that you transcend into a state where there's no longer a me. Me disappears, and there is a choiceless awareness that comes through Source, where you actually have a direct flow. In fact, you're not watching the flow anymore, you become the flow. So we teach people how to access Source, how to go direct through into that flow and become the flow in their life, so that things manifest more easily. Their practice becomes easeful. Their struggles in life start to drop away. So they actually develop a practice, and then we teach them how to return and ground, and then how to develop insight. I think it's interesting that, the Buddha and the Christ both emphasize the power of wisdom and insight in their practices. In fact, the first insight the Buddha developed on his return was past lives. So he actually looked at the fact that this life we live is not a segmented process. It's not a process of birth and death. It's actually a continuum of this infinite consciousness. And then after preparation, return, and insight, we then look at what can you do to bring this potential that you have, this source consciousness. How can you be of service on this planet? This planet needs it. It needs you, because the shift is so dramatic, and we can all feel it, and we're all sharing in it. It's very much a collective. So that is really, in a nutshell, what happened for Kevin and I. We went through this process, both internally and also wrote about it, and have also drawn a group together. There's a beautiful group of people called the Raising Our Vibration group, which is how people can find us on Facebook, through that Raising Our Vibration community.
So you talk about how to be of service, and what are you both doing? I mean, I know the answer to this, but I would love for other people to hear this. What are you both doing to be of service to the world?
Well, I think we've really been drawn now to jointly teach this process. That's really the focus of our work together, to lead groups of people through this intensive inner process to learn to access these higher states of consciousness and then bring them into life. And a big part of that is helping people access their inner purpose, their particular gift to the world. And so we feel that our inner purpose is to help people find their inner purpose and to experience these higher states of consciousness in which that purpose just flows through and flows into life. And so through this book, through this course, through the Facebook community, we're really daily in interaction with people who are engaged in this process and answering questions and teaching this series of meditations.
I absolutely agree with Kevin. Everyone listening is a spark of divine consciousness, and it only takes one spark for us to light the fire for this planet. And I think everybody that's listening can feel that. You can feel that spark that wants to burn in your heart, the spark of divine joy, of divine awakening, of pure consciousness. So we're guiding people to be that spark. We're not saying we're the teacher. You are the teacher. You are that spark, and you're the spark for your family, for your community, to be the light out there. So I think there's actually a real shift in paradigm on our planet. It's no longer, I think people are realizing when they look around, they can see the light arising, and they can see that the miracles that occur in their life are often quite subtle. They might be a sudden feeling that today's different because there's a different joy in my heart. There's a different peace. There's a different way that I can love. I mean, those are the really profound miracles on our planet, because when we feel that shift, we start to join in the flow of pure consciousness and divine consciousness to be, just as the book says, a gateway to this enlightened world. It's not about the gateway being out there. The gateway's here. The gateway's here in your transformed heart, in your transformed mind, in your transformed consciousness. And when you know that you are the flow, when you know that you are the flow, you actually become the flow for other people. And you light the spark, which lights a flame, which lights an enormous fire, which lights up the world. So that's what we're doing to be of service. And it's, I think we start to realize when we are the flow and we are that pure consciousnness, that in fact, there's nothing we need to do. It actually happens of itself. It is truly remarkable. Ruth, you started that in process. Kevin and I found we didn't have to do anything. It actually, source consciousness just flowed through us naturally and showed us what it was we had to do. It was like getting a message from the home planet, like receiving an actual direction from source itself as to, this is why you're here. This is what you're doing, so go and do it. And we want to share that kind of message with people. We want people to get the same deep confidence and faith in their own mission, their own journey, and in their own spark of divine consciousness.
I so appreciate that, Stephen. As you were talking, I was thinking about this book, how each chapter is about that spiritual transformation that one person made. And as they experienced that transformation, they shifted, and that shifted caused a little ripple. And that modeled for somebody else, oh, I can change too. I can shift. And then they created a little ripple. And it's the ripple on ripple on ripple on ripple that changes the energy across the planet. And I think that's what we are trying to do just on a daily basis, is to provide that safe space for other people to have their transformational times of growth and shifting.
I think we realize that a lot of people aren't feeling that spark, that what a lot of people are feeling right now is a lot of stress and frustration, and like they want more, but they don't know how to access that. And that's really the starting point of our work with people, is just helping people to tune in inside to exactly where they are right now, and not think they need to be way out here, but start exactly where they are with their own stress or frustration of the moment. And by understanding that and understanding that there's much more to them underneath all that surface tension or that surface stress, that they can access. And there's an inner guidance and an inner purpose that can guide them in their lives. And so that's, as you look around the world, there's lots of frustration. And so we're beginning right there with where people are. And just acknowledging that can be the first step of turning inward and finding something more.
I think that turning inward is the real key. And if you're listening right now, you can do this in just 60 seconds by simply making sure that your feet are on the floor, that your spine is straight, that your head is uplifted towards the roof, that you're breathing calmly and coherently. And imagine that there's a light coming down from the heavens through your crown. And that light is a Buddhist smile, or a Christ smile, or a Divine Mother smile, or an archangelic smile. So that as you feel that really simple, beautiful, divine smile start to flow down through your head, through your eyes, through your throat, through your heart, through your hands, through your body and torso, right down through your legs, flowing down through the floor. In that simple 60 seconds where you actually become a divine smile, where you become the smile of a Divine Mother or a Christ or an angel, suddenly in those 60 seconds, something changes for you. Instead of you being focused on the external world with you forgot it, right? You didn't remember any of it. All you could focus on was that beauty that you are inside, like that beautiful divine smile of a Divine Mother or an angel or a Christ or a Buddha. So I think what Kevin and I are trying to do every moment is to give people the experience of the divine within them, of that divine spark, to stop, pause, breathe, let your eyes be still, let your spine be straight, let your body be still, let your mind be silent, let your heart be spacious. And when you've got that, then something really radical happens. There's a radical transformation in just 60 seconds from all the struggles to suddenly a beautiful moment of stillness with the divine within you.
That's beautiful. And I could just feel myself just in that minute, just coming right down. So thank you for that. So I know folks are going to want to connect with you. I'm hoping that they're going to want to pick up this book and read some general basic information about you all, how you got to this place. And I know they're going to want to connect with you. So Kevin, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
So the easiest way is to go to raisingourvibration.net. And on there is a link to our Facebook community page. You can email us if you have any questions or anything that you'd like to share or connect with us about through that page. And also you can find information on the next Raising Our Vibration Subtle Energy Meditation course, which we'll be offering beginning January 18th for 10 consecutive weeks. So raisingourvibration.net, all of that information is right there.
Perfect. Thank you. And Stephen, did you want to add anything on there about the contact information?
Well, simply, Ruth, they can contact us through you. If they forget any of the information, they can go straight to the source and they can talk to Divine Mother herself.
Her protege or something.
Her protege, yeah. They can talk right to the source. So I always think that's what you were there for. Look, if you can connect the two of us, which seems, almost an impossible miracle to me that came true, then you can connect everybody, maybe you are the connect. There's a temple right next to us it is our local temple called the Connector for All Connections. So often when I'm there, I think of you and I think of Kevin. I think you are that.
Well, I love you both. Thank you so much for
Love you too.
us today.
Thank you, Ruth.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Lo-
Love it.
yeah, thank you. Love and blessings always.